Welcome back everyone to another episode of our mountain conquering truck series. Right before your eyes is the legendary Hyundai HD tractor, boldly nicknamed the God of Wind. Well, it looks like our mighty God of Wind just lost its breath and totally surrendered at this curve today. From my vantage point, I can see a tow truck rolling up to play hero and save our fallen deity. Perhaps our God of Wind is just completely exhausted from dragging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 massive pieces of heavy machinery. It had no choice but to throw in the towel right here. A rescue unit has been dispatched. Our wind deity met its match today, thanks to the absurd payload strapped to its trailer. A whopping 5 machines, featuring 4 excavators and 1 bulldozer sitting pretty at the back. This looks like a Hyundai HD1000 model. And honestly, in all my days of filming, I have never witnessed a single Hyundai tractor successfully haul 5 machines over the Hyundai Pass. Not once. Yet here we are, witnessing the HD God of Wind struggling in its natural habitat. Hyundai is undeniably a famous Korean tractor brand, but taking on a mountain pass with this kind of pulling power and an absolute mammoth of a load, that is a textbook definition of a bad idea. This rig is clearly built for bite-sized loads on nice, civilized, flat highways. Dragging a mountain of steel up an actual mountain, definitely not its strong suit. Now our designated savior is moving into position at the front. They will hook up the steel cables to babysit this Hyundai HD1000, along with its 4 excavators and the caboose bulldozer. Let us all cross our fingers and hope this little extra muscle gets our tractor out of this embarrassing corner. Mother Nature is actually being very kind today on the pass. The temperature is a mild 73 degrees Fahrenheit. The asphalt is bone dry, and visibility is crystal clear. No excuses there. Well, folks, it is a spectacular failure. The driver in the back is laying on the horn like his life depends on it, sending out distress signals. Meanwhile, the rescue truck sitting up front is completely ignoring the cue, lacking any sense of urgency or teamwork. As a result, this dynamic duo is going absolutely nowhere. To make matters worse, traffic is starting to pile up around this masterpiece of a traffic jam. Our 2 brilliant captains now have to put their rescue mission on pause to let the normal flow of traffic squeeze by. Just a moment ago, I actually saw the Hyundai HD proactively inch forward, begging for a pull. But since the leading truck decided to play statue, all that precious momentum vanished into thin air. Time for take 2 of this grueling challenge. If the rescue driver up front had simply pressed the gas pedal when he heard the horn, this drama would already be over. I could clearly see the guy in the back honking and fighting to push his cab forward, but the maestro in the front truck was apparently still getting ready. The signal from the back is blaring again. Will this mechanical centipede finally conquer the curve? Oh, behold everyone, the wheels are actually turning. It is a miracle. Wow. I have zero clue why the rescue truck is hugging the inside corner so tightly instead of swinging wide to give the massive trailer behind it some breathing room. Are they going to make it? Come on, push! The suspense is absolutely killing me. The tail end of the trailer is now dangerously scraping the right edge of the cliff. In spite of this questionable driving, both rigs are somehow still crawling forward. Will they survive this? Against all odds, the dynamic duo has successfully dragged each other past the most brutal, nerve-wracking curve on the entire Hyundai Pass. The epic mountain saga continues at the very next bend. This is the new battleground our 2 trucks must conquer. There is an entire parade of tractor trailers traversing the pass today that are forced to stop and watch this circus. Our two drivers are sweating bullets, trying to nurse this monstrosity around the bend. It is indeed a sharp and nasty turn, though it lacks the sheer terror of the curve they just survived. Let us hope these two can find a shred of teamwork and get through this painlessly. And just like that, curve number 2 is successfully in the bag. Now we move on to the next thrilling checkpoints of this dual truck mountain climb. They are dragging each other straight toward an 8% grade slope, and for some incomprehensible reason, the rescue truck leading the charge just decided to stop dead in its tracks. Now they have to reattach the cables and attempt an uphill start from scratch. One can only pray for a perfectly synchronized launch to get out of this safely. Hilariously, the driver of the rescue truck had the nerve to tell me earlier that if I do not know anything about trucks, I should keep my mouth shut. Well, what I do not understand is what kind of professional rescue driver hauls a truck onto an 8% incline, hits the brakes, and just gives up pulling. After a fiery roadside debate, our defensive driver finally decides to pull again. And boom! One yank and the damn cable snaps right in half. Even the shackle gave up and popped completely off. Talk about doing things the hard way. Common sense dictates that you keep pulling until you hit the peak of the mountain, or at least a flat stretch of asphalt before you even think about stopping. But no, they halt right on the steep incline, detach the cable, realize the stranded truck still cannot move an inch, and are forced to rig it all back up. Now they are just violently jerking each other back and forth like a bad carnival ride. Somehow the two trucks are finally rolling again and managing to crawl past this cursed 8% slope. I sincerely hope the genius operating that rescue truck watches this video and takes notes on how to actually do his job. Here is a free tip. If you are hired for a rescue, you pull your client to a genuinely safe location before you clock out. Abandoning a massive rig in a danger zone is not a rescue, it is a hazard. Take notes, buddy. Onward they march, dragging each other toward a treacherous, winding curve. This specific spot is notorious for killing momentum. The incline is not insanely steep, but the blind corners are brutal. If you are not paying strict attention to oncoming traffic, any truck climbing from below will lose all its forward thrust. Just look at that. A small sedan is currently forced to park on the shoulder to yield to our circus. Let us hope our dynamic duo can limp through this blind turn without sparking another disaster. And finally, reaching this point, the Hyundai realizes it no longer needs its unreliable babysitter. The driver is taking matters into his own hands, braving the rest of the mountain solo as he approaches the next curve. There is just one more hairpin turn ahead, standing as the final boss before the glorious peak of the Hyundai Pass. Will our lone wolf survive this ultimate test? Let us rush up to that curve and grab a front row seat for the finale. Welcome to the final battlefield. This is the ultimate grueling curve of today's mountain saga. Our lone driver is dragging 4 monstrous excavators and a rear guard bulldozer entirely on his own, with zero backup. Will the legendary god of wind Hyundai HD actually live up to its name and conquer this turn? This is a notoriously brutal corner that eats trucks for breakfast. Thankfully, with the weather playing remarkably nice today, our brave driver has successfully carved through the first half of the turn. Keep pushing, and boom, against all odds, the heavy hauler survives the final hurdle in one piece. The uphill battle is over, and now begins the terrifying descent. This is the very first curve of the downhill plunge, which ironically doubles as the most scenic, photogenic spot on the entire Hyundai Pass. Our driver is creeping down this mountain at a delightfully agonizing, snail-like pace. By some stroke of pure luck, there is absolutely zero oncoming traffic to ruin his day or block his massive descent. Well, folks, I am calling a wrap on this epic cinematic journey right here. If you enjoyed watching this chaotic display of trucking mastery, smash that like button, share the video, and definitely hit subscribe to fuel my channel.